in industry, generally people look at sustainability as social, environmental, and economic. We tend to refer to it as people, planet, and prosperity. So each of those three things need to come together. People, from how we treat people, whether they be our customers or our suppliers or ultimately the consumers of our product. Certainly our internal team and how engaged and involved they are in the business. Planet, environmental, really important to New Zealanders. I mean, probably the one that most people think of when you hear the word sustainability from a New Zealand perspective. And prosperity, I mean, economically, we need to be prosperous. We need to grow. We need to have a mindset that we're here to grow and be prosperous and pay taxes and supply all the money that makes the whole economy run. The specific examples we'd talk about, I mean, the most pertinent one when you're in the world of tea and coffee, which we are, is around how we go about sourcing. It's the one most people think about. So in our coffee, one of our key brands is Hummingbird, and it's 100% fair trade and almost 100% certified organic. We're striving hard to get to that point. We belong to an organisation called the Ethical Tea Partnership, which is the largest of the international tea packers, and little old New Zealand tacked on with Bell. And what we do there is we are all focused on providing a socially just and an environmentally better place. Because at the end of the day, tea is an agricultural product. So we have to be really focused on, one, having a sustainable product from an agricultural perspective being produced, but also being really mindful of the workers and how they are treated in developing countries. One of the things that we've developed over the last few years, which is really a step on from what we see as fair trade and Rainforest Alliance, is our program called A Walk with the Grower program. So that takes our brewmaster team out into the countries that are producing our products, like Brazil, Kenya, El Salvador, and they go and meet with the growers and meet the person that's directly supplying them. Now, from a consumer perspective, that's great because they can understand the provenance of their product and where it comes from. But from our perspective, it means we can eyeball the person, understand how they're going about things, making sure they're doing the right things by the people that work for them, making sure they're treating the plants in the right way, making sure that the product that we get has been produced in the right way, and it's very reassuring. So we aim to visit all of our key growers at least once every 3 years on a rotation policy. I think we've seen a lot of businesses offshore to low-cost economies and things like that. And actually, we believe really strongly that producing in New Zealand is very good for New Zealand. So providing jobs, providing employment, being actively involved in building not only people's lives, but the infrastructure that we all come to enjoy. So the taxes that we pay through corporate taxes, the taxes we pay through people's income taxes, are actually what makes New Zealand sustainable at the end of the day. One of the things that we're very focused on is how we allow people to grow within their roles. So a lot of the traditional way that people looked at training was, what course do I send someone on, or how do I give them experience in the role in a more traditional and apprentice type way. We're much more in expanding people's capability in many areas. So how do we build them within the roles? How do we expand them beyond one particular role to encompass a much wider capability? And the reason for that is business is dynamic. It's changing all the time, and as it changes, people need to change within that, and they need to feel that their role is always relevant and always contributing to the overall business and where it's going. Because if people feel really engaged in where the business is going and that their role actively contributes to it, they're engaged and ultimately they're happier in their roles.